Hi, everybody. I think we can all use a little yoga love in our lives. I love yoga, I love Pilates, and I think the two of them are so vital in our lives. That's why I have both of them at the studio and in my life. I've elevated my hips on a blanket. Many of us are tight in our hips. This is Sukhasana, pose of ease. Some people this might not feel easy, right? You could take your legs out a little bit more. You could actually sit up on a couple blocks. Wherever you are, just close your eyes and just listen and feel your breath. In yoga, we keep our mouth closed for breathing, really trying to draw the air up as if sucking on a straw. You pause at the top. And then you forcefully move that down. It almost sounds like you're living in a conch shell. This is called Ujjayi, or victorious breath. And you want to do it in a way that allows you to have an equal count of exhale, a pause at the top, and an equal count of exhale. This is how you learn to increase the flow of your breath. But at any point, if you feel like your breath is constricted and that you can't breathe fully, then either open your mouth or just feel what you can. Allow your sit bones to be drawing down and feel that the internal stretch of your spine brings you up through the sky. It's like you're poised between heaven and earth. And we'll start today with a couple of cycles of circle of joy. Sometimes I open a practice, sometimes I close it with a circle of joy. It's a really great way for you to match the movement with the breath so that you think of in yoga that every movement corresponds to a breath and vice versa. So we interlace the hands with the palms out as we inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to press those arms away, stretching through the shoulders. Inhale, we reach up, feel that length between heaven and earth. And then exhale, drawing your arms behind you. Interlace the hands here, stretch your shoulders, open your heart. And then exhale, wrap yourself with love. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, stretch away. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, root down. Interlace your hands and stretch. Really set your heart free. And then exhale, bring it back to center. One more time. We'll just move with no breath or sound. With the breath and no sound. Good, and then I like to take one hand to the side, rooting down through the opposite hip. And just stretching up and over. Just do a nice little side bend as if your body's a willow tree. And inhale as you turn the palm up, pushing the air away. Exhale, draw it back. Come to the other side. Reach up, side bend. And inhale, push the air away. Exhale to return. Let's try it again in a nice flow. And this time as you side bend, maybe just a gentle rotation of your trunk. And opening up in tight channels of the body. And then inhale again, coming up to the other side. And rotate. And unrotate. Good, and then you might just start to move your shoulders Start to stretch, really feel like your spine can move in all directions. And you might take your elbow back and reach back and just start to feel a little rotation of your trunk. And bring it back. And go into the other side. And maybe bringing your hands back behind you like little spider legs and stretch and open your chest. If it feels good to bring your chin up, do so. If you'd rather look down, do. But we spend so much of our time rounded in front of computers. This just feels so good to stretch and open out. Good, and then I'm going to come on to hands and knees. And the blanket is helpful here, especially if you have some tenderness like I do in your kneecaps. So this is called Chakravakasana, this cat-cow pose, right? And I really want to feel that my shoulders are stacked over my wrist, my knees are under the hips. This is all about spinal articulation. Right? So you're going to lift the tailbone, try to really make your spine supple as you inhale, look forward, open the chest. And as you exhale, rounding from tailbone to head, doming in the upper back. And as you stretch back on the inhale, let that tail unwind and find another place of your spine that you can bring into length. And just match the movement with the breath and feel how good it is to just open your body this way. I like to do a nice thoracic stretch here. Eye the needle, bring the shoulder down, twisting. I'm using my top hand to press down to really give me a little bit more stretch across the upper back. And then I'll bring it up. Try the other side. Gliding it under. I'm going to bring these blocks to show you how to take a front lunge series. If you don't have any, you could maybe make some books to stack. Just bring one leg forward. It can kind of bring the earth up to you if you're having any pressure. Notice in my back leg that I'm not pushing directly on the kneecap. I'm trying to really float that kneecap back so I can stretch deeply into the front of the hip. And staying here and trying to track that front knee over the ankle. And think about your abdominals drawing up and in to keep you in this balanced position. Feel free to stay here. That might be where you need to be today. If you're able to draw your hands up on your thigh and start to really open up that hip with your spine vertical on your pelvis. Eye gaze forward, what we call your drishti point. And you can take your arms up. Feel like you're just bringing all the good work in the universe right now. Bring it up, stretch. And without moving your hips, you can rotate your arms. Feel that twist, twisting so good for your digestion, your internal organs. You can take your back hand to the small of your back and bring this arm up. Take a gentle back stretch. And then you can straighten out that front leg. This is what we call half Hanumanasana, half monkey god pose. Notice that I'm drawing my toes back toward my head. That's going to activate the hamstrings a little bit more. And let's try the other side. And this time I'm going to bring the right leg forward and adjust my blocks as I need to. Again, trying to come forward of the patella, just trying to not push down onto the bone, but let the muscles, the fascia, release. And just breathe into the space of your hips. Try to keep your shoulders and neck quiet. And listen to your body. What does it need to stretch? Where does it need to be today? You may approach your mat every day with a new sort of inquisitiveness. What do I need? Don't always push yourself to the same place or do a pose the same way. Really get in tune with your body. Again, if you want to bring the arms up, maybe even looking upward if that serves you today. And then rotating through the spin. As you press down into your front foot, you'll really feel how that charges up your right hip to stabilize you. And pulling the low belly in as your spine gets tall. Backhand sweeps into the small of your back. I think I switched hands on this. I think we could do it either way. And then gently pulling that back, stretching into often very tight hip flexors. And after any exercise, if you like to come into child's pose, it's a nice place to rest. If your hips tend to be tight, a wide leg position is generally best. If your low back is tight, you could bring your knees together. And either just rest on your forearms and cross them here. And come back to your breath. Allow the body to ease. You might walk your left hand on top of your right. Reach to the right as you sit your hips to the left. Wonderful side stretch. And working to the left side with the right hand on top. Breathe. We could go to more active or more subtle poses from here. And I just wanted a short sequence that you could do almost every day just to wake yourself up. Find your centering, a place of peace. Allow your body to move and connect with your breath. I hope this brings you into a peaceful place and maybe eager to try more yoga. From my heart to yours. Namaste.